Hey y'all, this is Dr. Traci Harrell, and I could not be more excited to be talking today. Oh my goodness, about legacy. You know, I love talking about legacy. I like talking about what we can do to live our legacy right now. And I'm kind of over the top excited because I have 5 topics to focus on, but I'm going to focus on maybe 2, maybe 3. I'm going to talk about one first. Talk about legacy. I'm going to focus on a community partner, Afua Kuyate, who hosted her 40-year legacy gala on Saturday. I know. So when someone is focused on legacy, they show up and they do what they do best. She knows how to put on an event, right? She knows about African culture. She knows about dance and just showing up. Oh my goodness. I have to push this back a little bit, y'all, because apparently Facebook does this tight squeeze. It's like, oh no, I have a face that is not meant for a tight squeeze. Let me just say that. Anyway, what I love about what happened with Afua is she showed up with community behind her, focused on the next 40 years. She also took the time to build this 40-year legacy movie. She literally has a movie. She got funding through, I think it was the city of Seattle, to create something called The Legacy of Adefua. Adefua is the name of her company. It's ADEFUA. And she's still raising $10 million to create this African Cultural Arts Center. And so what I love most about that is that she was able to go back in history, and she, you know, we were all like cheering for her the entire time. We were cheering for the organization. We were cheering for the people who had passed away. Like, she started African style, saying, you know, talking about, you know, libations, when you pour and you remember those who were here before you. So she did that even visually in the movie. She defined the concept of libation. She showed pictures and content from these people who are no longer with us. But she was like, I'm literally, you know, on this person's shoulder. I'm you know, I built my legacy on this other person's shoulders, not on their backs, but on their shoulders. Like, she was being uplifted. And so just watching that, it felt so comforting and soothing. And it was beautiful in 100 different ways. So when we talk about legacy, we talk about people showing up in legacy, I just wanted to give a shout out to my friend. Her name is Afua, and she's doing work, and she's showing up in community and excellence. She hosted an event that was, without a doubt, excellent. So Black excellence. She partnered with, you guys, most people know Delbert Richardson, who is known for his work in the community, right? She had the Peace Queen herself, Miss Melanie Cunningham, was there as the keynotes. She also brought in African Print Takeover. And if you haven't, I wish I could have, I will do this for our next show. I have a bunch of videos and things on my phone and pictures. If you believe in African beauty, like the beauty of African people, the beauty of the African skin and the African textures, the kente cloth, etc. African Print Takeover, when they show up, they have, you know, they make sure that there's some beautiful African textures and colors and energy, and they make sure the people, the staff, and I use that word loosely, the people, the beautiful people that are there serving and showing up in excellence, were dressed in authentic African garb, showing their most beautiful African heritage. I just felt honored to be in this space. Of course, I wore one of my shirts that I got in Africa, and I wear this every day. My Adinkra symbols, I have it on my wrist and every other place. But it was powerful. So I'm kind of glowing. I'm glowing from that adventure. That was Saturday evening. and she is still raising money. If you can put this in the chat there, my dear, it is, see if I can type this in here. It is adafuacenter.org. It is comments. Let's see if I can do this. www.adefuacenter.org. Okay, I put it in the comments. If you can put it on the screen, that would be great as well. Double check it first. Pretty sure that's it. And then maybe you can bring it up because I think she has some pictures from there. You can bring up this site. So I really wanted to talk a little bit about this. And again, you guys know the last time I was on, I was talking about Jamaica, which I'm going to coming back to that as well. I was talking about, living powerfully with AI. I feel like all these things are connected, right? Traci does a few things. I don't do all the things, but I do a few. One is I'm proud of my people, and I want to celebrate people that are living their legacy now. Adafua is doing that, right? I'm proud of the, you have the website? Let me know when you got it. Just bring it up, and I'll lean into that. But adafuacenter.org, what was powerful is 40-year legacy is what they talk about. And it's not just dance, right? She has programming and community. So I just really wanted to celebrate her. I know she's at a funeral today. I think she said her aunt passed away. So it's like, we continue on. Like we continue on. We soldier on. We do the things that we were meant to do. And we do soldier on. Okay. So I just wanted to share. Let me see if I have a private chat from my producer who's telling me that he is going to be able to bring that up. Okay. You guys all have the link here. I put it there, adafuacenter.org. Love it. Okay. Also, the other thing I wanted to share, Bruce Harrell was there as the mayor, the outgoing mayor of Seattle. And I typically don't get into politics at all, but it was beautiful to see this man, who has served, community well, served us well, really show up and, talk about his long-term relationship with her. I think he said he's known her since, they were in the 8th grade. And other people were saying how long they've known this woman. I think there's something beautiful about that when you think about the history and the culture and the opportunity that we have to really leave a legacy now, right? Like we all have issues, we all have things that we're working on, but to say that you're showing up in community for 40 years with a very clear intent. What I loved about this legacy of Adafua, she's like, look, I've been doing this for a minute. So she showed documentation from 20 and 30 years ago where she was on the news and they were talking about how she was making an impact all around, like going to all these schools and showing up with, before African culture and that energy was the main thing, she was doing it, right? Like it's popular now to be able to celebrate your culture, just saying. More popular, I think, than, was back in the 80s. And she had video of her doing this work and being, a trailblazer in community. And that's really living your legacy, right? Living your legacy now. And what she's doing now is she's saying, what's next? What's next for me? What's next for the next generation? So she's building an African Cultural Arts Center because she wants to have a space for this work. She wants to create community, a safe space for this to continue. She also realizes that there's so much energy around that's minimizing our voices of people that look like us, right? And she's like, not on my watch. How about we elevate the voices that look like us? So I got to celebrate that. I just wanted to take a brief moment to say yay, to say yay. Okay. The other thing I wanted to do is I have a whole show planned, but I have to do a couple shout outs. One more shout out. I do want to talk briefly about the Tacoma Pierce County Black Collective. I am part of that organization. They have met for 52 years or 50-some years, every Saturday. Save one, right? Every Saturday. They used to meet in person. Now they meet online every week. And then there's a person on the first Saturday of the month. They meet at the Colored Women's Club. So for an organization, talk about living your legacy now. It's a beautiful thing. And when I say I'm a part of that group, I mean, I've shown up saying, how can I bring my excellence? What can I do to support you? And so I'm the co-chair for the Economic Development Committee. And that to me is about legacy. Again, how can we create a space where our people can thrive? Right? How can we do that? We show up for each other. We volunteer our expertise. And so the other thing I wanted to celebrate this weekend is also on Saturday morning, early morning, we have a new chair for the Economic Development Committee of the Tacoma Pierce County Black Collective. And his name is Frank Boykin. I like to celebrate leaders because Frank has been in community for quite a while. I think he's over minority business development. I think that's his role. I'll talk about him in more detail another time. But it's like he's the type of leader that I would follow, right? To the ends of the earth. You know what I mean? That's sometimes you don't really get to know someone until you get to know them and you're like, okay, I've seen you in community. But when you really know someone and you can see how they truly show up in the level of integrity, I love the work that Afu is doing for 40 years. I'm so excited about that. I look forward to continuing to support what she's doing as she moves forward for sure. And I'm proud of that. And so you'll hear more. You will hear more from me about her and about the work that they're doing. Because yesterday was kind of a kickoff of a capital campaign. It's not the end. They're raising $10 million through community, but also through all these various agencies, right? That believe in her, that see her as someone who's showing up in community as well. So I want to say, praise God for that. That work continues. That was just the kickoff. It was not the end. It was a kickoff. That's what she saw that as the beginning of their capital campaign. When I think about the Tacoma Pierce County Black Collective, they, one of my other passions is about businesses, helping entrepreneurs. And so the Economic Development Committee, we had a strategic priorities session, and we were focused on what are the priorities we're going to focus on in 2026 and 2027. The reason I'm taking the time to share this with you is this is a group that meets every Saturday, not just talking about economic development. No, they have 5 main committees. I think one of them is around health. So every Saturday we talk about health, Black topics that are critical to us, to Black people, which, are unique, right? They really are. And so it was powerful to be in that space and to always show up into this family. And you're missed when you're not there, by the way. Hey, like someone, Miss Ellen calls you in. Hey, your name is called. People see you. And I think that in itself is probably what connects me the most, as I feel like part of a community and I want to give, I want the gift, I want to be a part of that. Right. And so I do. So I offer my time, my talents, and my things, whatever I can do. So we did host a strategic planning session, and I was proud of the work that was done. And I say this for a few reasons. If you're not, the Better Together concepts, I don't just put them on the top of a screen, and that's who I am. I believe it's better when you do work together. I do, and I get excited about it in more ways than one. But I stay true to who I am by surrounding myself with people that are similar, that are aligned with the same work, if that makes sense. Okay, just checking my battery, making sure we don't have no problems. Okay, so Better Together. So I say that because, again, it just feels so good to show up every Saturday with this community. They focus on, again, health and wellness. There's an education committee. There's a social justice committee. There's our economic development committee. And I think I said health and wellness, economic development, social justice. Oh, maybe political. I think there's a political committee, which might be social justice. It might be something different. I'm not sure. And then there's education. So I think I got it right. But you can go to Black Collective, their website as well. Look up Tacoma Pierce County Black Collective. And again, it's just a powerful group. You do, it's for Black people to have a place where we can, it's not exclusive. No one's been excluded, but we're being included. How about that? We're being included and focused on with ourselves. So it's very exciting. And that feels like legacy too, right? And keep in mind, I spent my 25 years in corporate, in organizations that were not about me, right? I was in these gifted programs in school, and so I didn't have a whole lot of like deep immersion in like I didn't go to a historically Black college or university, which I'm glad I didn't, to be perfectly honest. But I wish of my multiple degrees, at least one of them would have been there, right? So I did University of Florida for my undergraduate degree, for my finance degree. I went back to the University of Florida for my MBA, right? And so, I went to, because I was already with IBM, they paid for me to go to another university for another master's level thing in project management. And then, you know the story. And I say that because I'm not blowing them off, because when I went to the University of Florida, I thought, boy, if I succeed here, I can succeed anywhere, because you're going to go into a corporate space where you were not going to be the majority. So it was like, that was a work that I'm really glad I had. The experiences that I had, I'm glad I had those experiences, and I was successful at UF and at University of Florida, and I knew I would be successful in the corporate space. I didn't always love the work that I did, and I was able to just, when I like finance, like I actually learned to hate finance, and I have a finance degree, but I'm like, there's nothing magical about this. I'm not really helping anyone, right? I didn't love it. And so I was fortunately able to shift into work where it's like project management or technology integration and things like that. So I got to do the work I love to do because people saw the magic in me, right? Fortunately. And I was like, I do not like this finance, this plain finance, like budgets. It's like, help me. So I guess my reason for sharing that is living your legacy and doing what you love is really something that I think we can all do. Okay. Thank you. It's 6:18. Okay. So now I'm going to talk about two other topics. In the second half of the show, I have a whole formal logistics regarding next steps with your life, because again, it is November 17th, people. Can you believe it? Mind blowing, meaning it's almost the end of the year. It's less than a month. Oh my goodness. Because by December 15th, you're like, the year is over. So we actually had to write these vision letters that were dated December 15th, which is kind of like, by that time you're into the holidays. So, but it's not too late to say, I am going to make this next month the most productive of my life, so that 2026 is going to continue to be the most productive. Like how many of you like look back and be like, I cannot believe this year is over? You only would say that if you look back and like, I had some things I wanted to do and I didn't get them done. Hello. So I'm talking about people who are consistent showing up. That's the reason I started with Afua. Adafua has been dancing and talking and elevating African culture for 40 years in community. She celebrated 40 years of that this year. I'm part of another organization. Every Saturday they show up. That's consistency. So the reason I wanted to mention those things, that those are beautiful. Like I see one over here and I'm like, that is so beautiful. I'm part of one over here and I'm like, that's so even more beautiful, right? Because we get to show up each week, right? Part of something that is bigger than us. That's the name of my company. It's all bigger than me, right? It's all bigger than me, right? We show up and we're able to contribute to something, to a legacy, something that's bigger than us. We got together this weekend. We talked about our strategic priorities. What are the kind of things we want to focus on in 2026? We got to identify them. We talked about them. We looked at some of the great successes we had this year in 2025 and prior. And then we were able to like go in and rate some of the priorities, the things that we said were a priority. We got to rate them so that we could actually collectively, right, collaboratively, I don't know why my head is moving. I get a little excited. But so we can move content forward. And I want to just share, I'm sharing this because I think it's so important that we are all like really sensitive to time, sensitive to doing what we say. Like it's, don't just talk about it. You got to be about the change you want to be. You got to be the person that you want to be in the moment. Like we all get choices. Every moment is a choice. And so really, really what I'm going to share, maybe I'll share this whole thing next week. So I wrote this document. I got 7 minutes before the first break. So I'm going to continue to pivot and hopefully excite you about the year that is fastly coming to a close. So one of the things that I said I wanted to do was I wanted to live in these beautiful places, and I was brave enough to take a step. And it was kind of like, again, it was definitely divine intervention. It's all just strategically worked out for me. But I'm like, this is not a fake background. Like, I'm in a house so big, it has a Redmond address and a Woodinville address. The West Wing. So Woodinville address. The East Wing has a Redmond address. Gated entrances, 5 acres. It is gorgeous. And 3 little cute little baby puppies and a rabbit. Like, my life is, I'm living my best life. I'm being honest. I get to work from here in these beautiful places and gourmet kitchens. That's the kitchen. It's incredible. That's the kitchen. With appliances I've never even seen before. Oven that, like, I'm just saying, like, I get to live my very, very, very best life. But I also have these sweet little babies that I get to love and love me back. And it's just, it's a beautiful life. And this is what I wanted. Like, when, I worked with Debrina, and she said, you talked about this for the last 3 years. Like, you had living in these beautiful places with these beautiful views. You had this on your vision letter for 3 years. And I didn't know it would evolve like this. I don't know. I think I thought I was going to win $1 million and then go buy a place where it was mine. But I'm like, okay, I'm done with this. Like, the money's coming. But at this point, God was like, I got you. You keep doing what I tell you to do, and I let me keep you. There's a bit of the surrender concept. I talk about it, but I want you to know that I'm showing up literally fully surrendered. Like, I believe in a higher power, but I also know that scientifically, whether you believe in the higher power or not, and I do, first and foremost, I do, but you don't have to, because the same principles, that mind over matter, that mindset, that belief, if you believe you can achieve something, if you believe that this thing is happening for your good, then you will manifest that. You will see, it's like your reticular activator, it's part of your brain. Like, you will narrow in on the things that are for your good. Like, it's just how it works. So I believe it's going to all work out for me, because I believe there's some divine energy. And I practice the scientific side of it by saying the words, taking the actions, taking the leaps of faith, believing. Like, I show up sometimes and people are like, why is that? Why did you do? It's like, just, I believe. Like, I'm a believer. I believe for you, for your good, and I believe for mine as well. So with 4 minutes left before we have to go to break, I want to share two last things. So again, it is November 17th. I'm going to ask you as we go into the break, because I'm going to come back with some very specific things you can do to make sure you end this year better than you ever imagined. Like, these are the things, resources, and steps that you could take so that you will live your very best life. Living powerfully is not about saying bad things don't happen. We're not saying that at all. Because again, I'm focused on AI and all these other awesome tools and resources and, right? So what I'm doing is I am going to ensure that each of you, if you're part of this community, if you're part of this Rainier Avenue Radio community, which I know most of you, because they show this show multiple times throughout the week, then you know that I'm only talking positive things that can help you to achieve your goals. You know that. Like, that's who I am. So my ask is that you dream big, like, maintain those dreams, those wishes, those hopes, like, maintain them, right? And say them out loud. Like, it is my hope and dream that before the end of the year, XYZ happens. So I want you to declare, and my hands are up looking like a, I think I'm showing my beautiful jewelry. I don't know. It was not intentional, but it's okay. So I want you to think ahead, and I want you to decide this year, before this, and within the next 30 days, this is what I want to accomplish. Before the next 30 days, I need you to say what you want to accomplish and make it big. Make it big. Like, I am going to, and I'm putting my business in the street. I am going to continue to support businesses that want to pay for my services, right? I did some work recently for someone and I didn't even charge them for it because I was like, they're not getting how important this capacity building work is, but God kind of gave me this divine mission to help them. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. And I did over a period of time. And I'm like, now I can gift it to them, and I will. What they do with it will be up to them, but I will have a pure of heart, energy, knowing that I did my part. You can't force someone, a horse to drink, so to speak. All you can do is offer your part up. And God told me to be a blessing. And this is what being a blessing looks like to me. So I did that, but I'm also focusing on getting paid to do the work that I love to do. So with 1 minute left, I am going to ask you to dream big. And I'm also going to be focused on my physical well-being. I've lost believe it or not, lost like another 12 pounds. But just know that I'm making wise choices too. Like I'm doing work, right? I'm doing the things that will allow me to get there. So we have 1 minute before the break, and then we are going to come right back, and I'm going to have you think about your thing. Think about the one thing you're going to do to make this year incredible. That one dream over the next 30 days. What is the thing you want to do? Don't say I want to lose 100 pounds in 30 days. No, but what do you want to do? What steps do you want to take to get there? Right? What business, what money, what relationships do you want to build? Whatever it is, let's talk about it. Let's get there. And I'm going to show you how to get there when we come back. We're right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thank you.
You are listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Don't forget to log on www.rainieravenue radio.world.
Sediment cleanup of the lower Duwamish River has begun. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and the members of the Lower Duwamish Waterway Group, which includes King County, the City of Seattle, and Boeing, have begun sediment cleanup of the Lower Duwamish Waterfall Superfund site. This important environmental project will address sediment pollution and help restore the health of the Duwamish River. Starting in the waterway's upper reach, construction activities extend from the South 102nd Street Bridge down straight to the Duwamish Waterway Park. Over the next 3 years, in-water activities will occur from October to February, ending in February 2027. Visit ldwg.org to learn about the upper reach cleanup and sign up for email updates.
1, 2, get down!
What's up, big and little homies? This is Masvita Maraire, host of Seattle Sports Weekly on Rainier Avenue Radio.world, your one-stop shop for Seattle sports. We cover preps, we cover college, we cover pro, we cover it all. Huskies, Mariners, Seahawks, Garfield, South, Roosevelt, Metro, King County. This is what you want to listen to for all the sports that's happening in Seattle. Seattle Sports Weekly on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Women are not an homogenous group.
We face discrimination differently depending on factors such as ethnicity, age, socioeconomic status, and more.
Rainier Avenue Radio is proud to amplify women's voices.
They are the experts of their own lives, initiating conversations within their community about challenges they face, the solutions they're working on, and the opportunities they see.
Please join us this Sunday from 2 to 5 for Women's Voices on Air. We know our challenges. We are the experts of our lives.
We are master multitaskers, prioritizing our family, friends, and our faith above our own needs.
Our needs and voices are too often overlooked.
Please join us this Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. for Women's Voices on Air.
We tell our stories in our own way.
Totally bored? Mindlessly scrolling? Put down your phone and pick up a free youth transit pass. Youth 18 and younger ride for free. Go all the places. Do all the things. Escape the scroll at freeyouthtransitpass.com.
You're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram, Rainier Avenue Radio.world, and on Twitter at Rainier Ave Radio.
Hey, y'all, this is Dr. Traci Harrell, and for this half of the show, what we're going to talk about is ending well. I don't know why I say that a lot. Like, I whenever some situation is happening, if it's a little rough, I'm always like, can we end well? Like, even no matter what happened, can we end well? Like, I don't like stuff that doesn't end well, right? Like, when I have a dream, I used to like say, if you have a bad dream, I would wake up from the dream and then go back to sleep and end it well. Like, that ain't how I want to end my dream. You know what I mean? Like, ending well is important. So I bring that ending well concept to you right now. We're in November. It's November 17th, right? And so we got 1 month left to finish this year powerfully. So we want to end well. So approximately 30 days, 30 sunsets, 30 chances, 30 chapters, right? Still unwritten. Some people will coast through. Some people are going to complain, Lord, this year has gone by too fast. But some people, including you, I hope, will decide to close this year in excellence. It's not about doing everything. It's about deciding on one thing, just one thing. Before this year ends, I will what? Right? I will establish some healthy sleep habits because I still haven't done that. I will continue to build my healthy wellness habits, right? Like, I'm choosing well most of the time. I do allow myself some little deviations every now and then, but I choose well most of the time. But I don't have good sleeping habits. Like, I will work through the night and don't even shut it down, period. So I know that I got to do better with that. So I will establish, because that's going to help me with all areas of my life. So that's what I will do. But I'm also going to have a different level of expectation. Like, I'm going to put out a program. My work is around living powerfully with AI. So I will also put out a program that will allow just a certain small number of people. I want to work with a few people that are truly ready to take their businesses to the next level. I can't fight you and pull you along the way. You got to be like, I'm ready to go, right? I can't be begging you, oh, please, 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 let me help you. No, that is not, I realize that is not my area of expertise. I need people that are saying, I want to get to the next level. And I'm telling you, I can guarantee that I can get you there. You don't have to listen to me for a short period of time. Just listen to me for a short period of time and watch the results. Right? Don't let me make 40 suggestions and then you decide, I'm going to do one of these and it's not that time or maybe later. That's fine. It is. You got to let people be who they're going to be. But I want to work with just 2 or 3 organizations that have funds, that are serious money, that are ready to get to the next level. So that's part of what I'm definitely going to do. I'm going to put myself out there. Right? I don't have to give people my time. I don't. I still will do that in some ways. These nonprofit organizations. I'm working with the Black Collective. I'm working with, the National Black MBA Association. Like, I still give my time to certain people, but when you got money, right, and you're really serious about making money, and I know I can help you to do so, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end this year well. I'm going to end this year with some 2 additional, and again, I don't want a lot because I want to go deep with my people. I want to make my people millions of dollars, right? So that's exciting. Anyway, so why this month matters. I want to go deep. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a moment to say, what are you going to do? That's a lot for me. I just said a lot. And I'm saying I got 30 days, so you know I'm serious. What's one thing you're going to do? One goal, one transformation, one promise to yourself that you will not break. I'm telling you, I'm showing up for all 3 of those things. That's 3. I gave myself 3. The physical well-being and the sleep. So those are kind of separate because I feel like I can do the physical. I drink a lot of water. I'm, moving, walking my little babies. I choose healthy stuff most of the time, although I do allow myself some cheese and stuff that I shouldn't have on occasion. But so those are 2 different things. Wellness in general, taking my medicine and my little vitamins and things, that's still kind of part of that. But sleeping, that's a whole work stream that I have not succeeded on up to this point, but I will before the end of the year, guarantee habits every day. I got 30 days to choose well, 30 nights to choose well. And then on the business side, I'm killing it with some people who are like, I get you. I want to support you. I want you to do this for me. I just need a couple more clients that are just like that, who are like, let's go. But first, I'm gonna kill it with them first. I'm about to make probably $3, $4, $5 million for these people. because I got this AI magic that I'm applying to grants and the like. So it's very exciting. Anyway, I'll stay focused. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm excited about it because I'm like, it's only 30 days left. So what are you going to do? And make it big, right? Because when you change how you finish, you change how you begin. If you change how you finish this year, you change how you begin next year. So we're not playing. It's not like, oh, let's just coast through the year. No, change how you end this year so you'll change how you begin the rest of your life. Stay with me now. So this is why this last month matters. Success is rarely about time, right? Success is about beliefs. It's about imagining that it's already done. When I look in the mirror, I don't see these rolls. And they're here. I see a six-pack, right? I see Michelle Obama arms underneath these fat rolls. I'm just being honest. Like I see it already done. Imagine it already done, right? Focus. This is the success is not about time. Let me just go back to the things it's about. It's about belief. It's about focus. It's about energy, environment, and action. Okay, let me just say that again. Success is not about time. Oh, there's only 30 days left. I can't do all of that. We're asking you to do one thing. And we're saying this is how you do it. These are the 5 things you need. You need to believe that you can. Belief, focus, energy, environment, and action. I wrote this up for y'all because I know it's to be true. Okay, it's one of the chapters in my book too. Success is not about time. It's about believing, imagining that it's already done. It's about focus, saying yes only to what aligns with what you just said. There ain't but so many hours in the day. You can't do all the things, right? I'm not going to be doing 50 things for 50 people. I'm going to do what I just said, right? I'm going to make room for a couple of nonprofits for some free work. I've done enough free work to God only knows. I've done plenty of free work. I'm going to be focusing on my clients who are paying me well, and I'm going to deliver extraordinarily well for them. And I'm gonna get 2 more that are paying extraordinarily well. Because again, I'm not underpaying. I'm not undervaluing my because I'm brilliant. When I say what I've created is it's exceptional, out of this world, blowing my own mind. So I'm just saying I'm very comfortable with that. So if you're looking for any type of fundraising opportunities and or if you're going after competitive solicitations, it's kind of a similar process, right? I'll talk about that later. This is not about me. This is about you. Success is rarely about time. It's about belief, focus, energy, environment, and action. So believing it, imagining it, that it's already done, focusing, saying yes to only what aligns to what you're saying. You got to be narrowing your focus. It's only 30 days. Can't do all the things. You're going to have to say no to some things so you can say yes to you and yes to this goal. You're going to have to put your energy. You're going to have to stay connected to your why. Why is this important to you? Like, I know I was put on this earth to do some amazing things, right? Part of the testimony that I was put on this earth to do is to be fit. I got to be fit in order to walk the talk, right? Right? And say how you do it. So energy, keeping your energy connected to your why. So also managing your energy. Don't let people like come in and poke a hole in your bubble. Right, so manage your energy wisely. Environment, being around people who are also growing. Do not surround yourself with naysayers. Do not surround yourself with people who are like, I'm good with the way things are. Anybody who's good with the way things are, who want to continue to do things the way they've been doing them, they are not growing. And you can't thrive if you're not growing, period. If you're not growing, and it's not about more of the same shenanigans. It's just about getting to the next level, like improving, trying to level up, right? You know what I mean? Like trying to get better. So if don't surround yourself with people who are not trying to get better, because they will definitely hold you down. That bubble of yours that's growing will be, or it'll be suppressed. You don't want that. You want to be around people who are also growing. And then you want to take action. You want to take those small steps, daily steps that will compound over time. I'm not asking you to do all the things. I'm saying just do one thing. Do one thing toward the one big thing. Do one little thing toward the one big thing. Does that make sense? Whew, I think it does. Okay. So let me make sure my energy level is okay. So there you go. So your mindset is the engine. Your beliefs are the fuel. And your action is the ignition. It's like, go. So your mindset has to be the engine by which you're like, I believe that this is for me. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it's for me. Believe what? And then you want to be very specific. I believe that Fit Traci, is meant to do great things, is divinely inspired to change the world. I believe that. But guess what? I better show up like I believe it. I believe my body is a divine living temple. Ooh, well, that changes everything. When you believe your body is a divine living temple, it ain't even about me. Now it's about my creator. I better do right by his living temple. Changes everything. This did for me in my mind. Now, as I think about this, I'm gonna talk about a couple books that I've mentioned before that are important. So books for a powerful finish. Stay with me here. Now, I talk a lot about positive intelligence, Shahzad Shamin. So he is at the top of my list for a few reasons. It's not everything, but it's a good foundation, right? When I think about living powerfully, it's kind of like, it's one of those kind of level one, it can expand, but it's really about mindset and inner strength. So it's really about identifying your saboteurs and then believing, again, that kind of, they call it the sage perspective, that every situation can be turned into a gift and an opportunity. There's a lot there, and I'm an expert at positive intelligence. So it is one of my top recommendations for books. It's positive intelligence, but then the process is something else that's really great for teams as well. So my second book that I'm recommending it's called Atomic Habits, and that's by James Clear. And he talks about these tiny daily actions. I think we talked about this before, right? Atomic habits. It's the little things that accumulate, right? It's that compound effect. So if you just do one thing today and one thing tomorrow, and then you celebrate it, right? Your brain is like, oh, I see you, right? That's something I want to do more of, because you're going to do it and you're going to celebrate it. I just did one little win. When I drink my water and I have to refill, I'm like, look at me, right? Killing it. Oh, and I got this in Jamaica, by the way, my little Jamaica mug. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see what you can see. Yeah, so this is my little Jamaica mug. I guess the writing is backwards, but it's a reminder of my Jamaica experience. Okay, I'm gonna keep going because I like to give you guys legitimate, content as well as dialogue. So let me keep going. So Positive Intelligence is one book talking about mindset and your inner strength and what you believe matters. Atomic Habits by James Clear is book number 2. Book number 3 is Simon Sinek. I've said this before. Start with why. This is about your purpose and your meaning. So we started this conversation talking about legacy and organizations who are celebrating 40-year legacy. She has a why. She had an interview. Let me go backwards. We started this today saying, hey, I went to this event on Saturday and it was Afua Kuyate celebrating 40-year legacy of Adafua, which is an organization that she founded. And they people think about them with song and dance, but she also does programming with youth and families and seniors. Like she's committed. That's her thing, right? We can't make it another thing. That is her thing. And so she has a why. Her purpose and her meaning. We saw interviews of her on the news, and she was talking about, when she first, learned about this, and she started going to Africa, for year after year after year. But she's just such a beautiful spirit. When I saw that, I was just so proud to even just have some tiny little part of it. I am in the video, by the way. I am in the movie. But it's not about me. I'm just a little bit at the very end, talking about what I know, like talking about the fact that she's leaving a legacy. She's building, she's doing some great work there. So it's exciting. Anyway, so Simon Sinek, start with why. So you got to know your own why. And I was talking about people who have a why, like those groups that I'm a part of. The Tacoma Pierce County Black Collective has been meeting for 50 years. The National Black MBA Association, organization that was founded on economic and intellectual empowerment 52 years ago, 54 years ago, 56, I don't know how many years ago now. But powerful. The founders are still alive. So this is not like generations and generations ago. These people are still with us. And so I'm proud to be a part of both of those organizations, right? Because 50 some years of legacy, of why, of purpose and meaning. You ask any of those people about why, they know their whys. And so you got to know your why as well. That start with why. Number 3 is The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. So you have to think about, first, we said both things. We talked about the tiny daily habits, but you also got to have the courage to make some big moves. You got to be able to decide, hey, I ain't doing that no more. I'm doing this, right? So you do have to have courage, and you got to be able to make big moves sometimes as well. And again, the win is not in the big move. The win is in You decide, like decisions determine your destiny. So a big move is to decide, having the courage to decide, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna verbally put out into the universe what my big win is gonna be for the year. I challenge each of you to do that, right? Put it out there. Have the courage to put it out there, and then make some moves that will substantiate the goals that you've put out in place. Another book is The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason. He talks about abundance and wealth mindset. I got to go back and reread that one. Honestly, it's been a while, and it's powerful. I know. I just can't remember many of the details. I apologize on that, but it was on my list when I brought this up a while ago. The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. What I love about this, he talks about faith and power, but also like having a calling, right? Kind of goes back to your why. Like, why were you put on this earth? What are the gifts that you've been given? What impact can you make on the lives of others if you put those gifts into play? We've used the term ikigai, I-K-I-G-A-I before as well, the Japanese term that talks about, living your best life, living a fulfilled life, right? And that's where I'm at. Like, I'm so grateful to wake up every day feeling like I am my ikigai moment, right? The purpose is like, what do I love to do? What do I do well? Where can I make a difference in the universe, and where can I get paid? It's like, voila, this is my ikigai, baby. My perfect. I'm just living my best life, right? I'm still working on that fourth one, the making sure I got all the dollars flowing my way for the work that I provide. But I'm so confident and comfortable. There's always enough. Like, God is like, I got you, girl. I got you. You living your best luxurious life. Voila. And I got you. I got you. You might not be making a whole lot of money yet, but it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Here's a couple more suggestions. Be Yourself Now. Dr. Benjamin Hardy talks about high performance identity. So be your future self now. That's another thing. We talked about visualizing. I talk about Fit Traci all the time. I am Fit Traci. I say that and I mean it. Fit Traci believes that her body is a divine living temple. So you be your future self now. So the choices that you make are aligned with that future self. Does that make sense? So say you realize you haven't had the best relationship with a child or with a sibling or whatever, and you're like, I want to be better. I want to do better. If you're, a lot of people aren't even willing to see themselves, right? So you have to talk to someone who I'm a coach too, by the way, can help you see yourself clearly. Someone helped me, so I help other people as well. But being able to see yourself clearly is really important. And then being able to shift things that are not working for you, or maybe they're not working for those around you, right? So it's like, how are people experiencing you? I remember the first time Kim Smith was a business coach of mine when I was at Microsoft, and she helped me to see, like, how are people experiencing you? Because she's like, you're brilliant, you talk fast, you think fast, you move fast. You got to make sure you're slowing it down so that people experience you in a way where they feel like they're being brought along. And just the way she used that word, it was the first time I heard it that way. I thought, oh, because I am an experience. I'm just saying, I'm an experience, to say the least. Okay. The Mountain Is You by Brianna Weist. It's about self-trust and intuition. And I'm going to stop there because I can keep going. But what I wanted to do, this is the Finish the Year action plan framework for everyone. Okay. We said choose one goal and run it through the Power Finish model. And it's the Power Finish. We said living powerfully. So there's a POWER, power, right? There's a Power Finish method. This is in my book as well. I'm putting it all into the universe, y'all. You have to wait for the book because I'm putting it all into the universe. So we're going to finish the year framework. So P is to pick the one goal. Right? Don't pick 12, don't pick 7, pick one. A goal that matters deeply to you and who you are becoming and who you want to become. So just one goal, one thing you want to do better. 3 kind of come together for me. So I'm okay with my 3. Plus I'm high potential. I've been doing this for a minute, so I'm very comfortable getting all three of these things done. I promise you come December, I'm going to be able to talk about my success with these three things. But I'm asking you to choose one, not 12, not 7, not 1, right? A goal that matters deeply to you. So that's P. That's the power finish method. P, pick one. O is own the outcome, meaning there can be no excuses. No outsourcing of your destiny, no talking about what someone else didn't do, no reasons why it didn't get done, but you. Again, we got to have people around us that will be honest with us. And I think so many times people are just so comfortable in their own skin. They're comfortable having yes people around them and just letting them keep doing what they've been doing. That is not me. So if you want a good coach who's going to love you up by telling you the truth and helping you get to the next level, that's me. Right, somebody who's going to tell you what you want to hear just to keep the peace. Right. I'm gonna do it nice, right? Because I love you. I'm gonna do it because I love you. I had someone do that for me. They did it when I was in Jamaica. We all did it to each other when we were in Jamaica. We were loving each other up so good. It was people that want you to be successful, want you to see when you're not at your best. For example, there's one little, we call it the black mamba. Like I had a little moments where I would be like sometimes I'm thinking so fast and I'm just like, and maybe I'm not clearly articulating something. And they called it the black mamba. It was a joke. It became a thing. And I was like, thank you so much. Like the breeder was like, come here. It's like, what? This is in the so it was beautiful, and it was like, oh, that was so good. Like I didn't articulate clearly something, and it was like, oh, that was good. I was like, I didn't understand what she did. She didn't understand what I did. So we had the conversation. It was like, but these were people who like to talk, who are all about next level, getting to the next level. So wasn't at the right level. Maybe she wasn't at the right level. So we were able to have a great conversation so we could both see how we were showing up. Right. And it was just beautiful. Like these are the kind of people I want to be around all the time. Right. So own the outcome. That's the O in the power finish framework. Right. I'm saying P is pick one goal. O is own the outcome. W is write it daily. If you write it down daily, you will live it differently. So visualize it. You want to feel it. You want to see it done. So write it down daily. Write something about it every day. Journal on it, write an intention in the morning, close your eyes before you go to bed. It's morning and evening at a minimum. And then if you do it during the day, even better. But at least write it down in the morning. And then at night, right, my intention for today is, and let it be aligned with your goal. And when you go to bed at night, it helps if you want to get the universe and your brain formulated around that goal, right? Like I want you to help me if something didn't go the way you wanted it to do, what do I do differently? Right. Here's, you want to be very clear on what your goal is. So you're going to write it. You're going to visualize it. This is what it's going to look like tomorrow when I show up, right? As my best self, as fit Traci. This is what it's going to look like tomorrow. So you want to write it down. You want to visualize it, right? I had to put W for write it down. I would have put V for visualize, but I have to go with power. So stay with me. You do want to write it daily and you want to visualize it. Okay. POWER. The E is execute small. Consistent actions. That's the E. So what is one small step that moves me forward? Ask yourself that every day, in the morning, in the evening. What's one thing that will move me forward, and then do it? Go to sleep on it, percolating on what it's going to look like. Wake up in the morning saying, that's the one thing I'm going to do. So write it down, right? And then execute small, consistent actions every day. What is the one small step that's going to move me forward? 30 days of moving forward is exceptional. Right. And what if you end this year like that? The next year is going to be just that much easier because you're going to have a habit of doing these things, of these power moves. Right. It's exceptional. The R is review and rise. Every 7 days, ask what worked, what needs to be shifted, and what will I do differently next week? You can do this every day. You want to review what happened, review, revise, and rise to the next level. So that's the R in the power move, right? The power finish framework. I'm talking about living powerfully. This is part of that. This is part of what living powerfully means. So it's kind of like a start, stop, continue. I'm corporate, right? You've done those before, right? When you're doing an assessment and you're saying what worked, what didn't work, what should I shift, what do I need to improve, what should I do differently? Every day as you go to bed, what worked, what didn't work, and then you write down and keep it moving. You remember, go back to picking the goal. So POWER, pick the one goal, own the outcome, write it down daily and visualize it. Execute small, consistent actions, and review and rise. So these are the reflecting questions that I'm asking each of you to do. What is one goal that I'm committed to finishing this year? Why does it matter for my legacy? Who does it serve? Who can I partner with or team with or learn from as I finish strong? And what is one bold action I can take in the next 24 hours? Okay, now I'm going to give you 5 last statements. These are affirmations for a powerful December. Stay with me. I finish what I start. I honor my commitments to myself. I am capable of more than I imagined. Every step I take aligns with my purpose, and I'm creating a legacy with how I finish this year. I'm creating a legacy with how I finish this year. You're not running out of time. You're running into your becoming. You're running into who you're becoming. Don't drag this year to the finish line. Cross it like a champion. Run all the way through the tape. 1 month, one decision, one goal. Let's finish this year powerfully. Let's finish it intentionally. Let's finish it unapologetically, and let's finish it exceptionally. I don't know what else I can say to that, but I feel like I could drop a mic. Sorry, it's not a mic. Anyway, are you loving this? Come on, y'all. We're going to finish strong. And I want each of you to think about who you are and what you're doing. Do I have any comments today you need me to make, my dear? I don't see any announcements or anything. Then I'm gonna end well. I got 1 minute to end well. So I'm going to invite each of you to remember, as I slow down, I think I would a little bit. I'm going to say this again. I finish what I start. I want each of you to say that. I honor my commitments to myself. I am capable of more than I imagined. This is what you're saying to yourself. These are the December affirmations. I'm capable of more than I imagined. Every step I take aligns with my purpose, and I am creating a legacy right now on how I finish. Remember, you're crossing the finish line. You're going to be powerful, intentional, unapologetic, and absolutely exceptional. Hello. I love it. Oh my goodness. Y'all, this is Dr. Traci Harrell. And more than anything, I wish you all the best. I know that you're going to show up fully ignited to live your very best life. And I am here with you. I'll be here absolutely next week. And what I'm going to ask you to do is right now, you're going to join Lidline Sports, one of my favorite sports shows. Is there more there? There we go. With Pepe, Otis, and Michael Carter. Y'all stay tuned for Lidline Sports, and I'll see you right here next week as we continue to talk about living powerfully, ending this year well, exceptionally well. More to come. See y'all later. Bye.